Indigenous spiritual teacher and psychic medium. I've been doing this for over 3 decades, almost 3 decades. And I help intuitives and healers really unleash their own indigenous intuition, channel their own spirit guides, and help them become very powerful and powerful mentors and mediums. So I'm coming on here. I was going to come on earlier, but I said to myself, I really need to come on because I like to come on when you don't expect it. It's just the way that I am. So yeah, I'm coming on here because I really want to talk about this subject. So if you don't know me, like I said, I'm an Indigenous spiritual teacher. Hey Brenda, how are you doing? Make sure that you like and love and you share this video out to somebody who really needs to hear this. So I'll tell you a little bit of a backstory. When I was young, when I was about 5 years old, hey Cindy, when I was about 5 years old, I I grew up in a household where spirit guides were not a normal thing. Hey Jess, how are you? So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go live on my Instagram. Just give me a second. So let me know where you're tuning in from so I can say hi to you. Just gonna go on my Instagram. Give me a second. I gotta flip this. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Hey Brenda. Right on. Just gonna put this over here. So like I was saying, I was hey there. I was born a indigenous psychic medium. That was my first introduction. um I inherited this gift from my mother, and she got it from her great aunt. Her great aunt, could be like that. Anyways, from Michigan. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I gotta adjust something here. I'm gonna go live on my Instagram. So yeah, as you all know, I tell you often that I inherited this gift, which was mediumship. So I can hear spirit guides, I can see them, I can see loved ones. I've been doing this since I was a kid. But, along the way, I shut it down. I'm just going to put this here. What do your spirit guides? Does your spirit guide say? Just coming over here. Just give me a second. Just going to, yeah, my Instagram. I don't know what is going on with that. I don't know if it's just too much juice. Hey, Suna. Hi, Hillary. You're from Arizona. I know some people from Arizona that are living there. So yeah, am coming here. I don't know why it's so dark here. Hey there, Suna. So yeah, I've actually been a psychic medium for most of my life. Vancouver Island, right on. And I read a lot of people throughout my life. So I used my dog. I read a lot of people throughout my life. I read thousands and thousands of people all over the world. It started in CEGEP. CEGEP is like pre-university. I studied human sciences, and hey there, I studied human sciences because I wanted to go to university. I was drawn to teaching. I always knew I was going to become a teacher. But I had this sense early on that I wasn't going to stay a traditional teacher. I really, really loved it. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I loved being around kids because I don't have any of my own. I really loved it, but I outgrew it. That's the truth. And I felt like a deeper calling. Something else was calling me, which is my work. Hey there. So let me get to the point. And then I noticed in university I was just getting back to university. I was going to Bishop's University, very, very prestigious university in Lennoxville. I think it's called Sherbrooke now. And I decided to go into secondary education because I wanted to be an art teacher. But I changed my mind. I changed my mind. And then I decided to go into fine arts and English. Then I was drawn to teaching. So I applied to UNB, University of New Brunswick in Fredericton, and I got accepted. And I went there for 2 years in elementary, middle school education. I feel like I'm on an interview here. so, um, and then I got really good at teaching. I got accepted to a teaching job. I was there for over a decade. I really loved it, but I outgrew it. Nothing wrong with that. And then I started getting attracted to, education administration, overseeing others in that field. And that really attracted me more. And then along the way, my business started to grow. Hey there, Jacqueline. My spirit said, go into my business more. So I did that. And I still read people. I did soul readings. Hey, Emily. I did readings. I was very good at it. I'm still good at it. And I brought along Grey Wolf as my spirit guide. So I started seeing spirit guides. I started seeing spirit more. Hey, Delia. Hey there. Um, and I I dove into that more. I started to read people very accurately. If people were coming back, some people got offended by what I said. It's not me. I'm just the messenger. I am just the messenger. Some people get offended by what I do, what I say. I don't take offense to it. Then they come back. And then I started reading people. People were asking me more and more how to connect with their loved ones and what spirit guides they had and how they could hear their own spirit guides. So that's pretty much my story in a nutshell. So, what does your spirit guide say to you? So, a lot of people ask me that question, like, how did you get into this, Trisha? That is, I'm going to tell you, that's the biggest question I get is how are you hearing your spirit guides so well? How are you connecting to Grey Wolf? And I have my sacred sister guides that are with me. I have my elder, and I have my group, my council of elders. And a lot of people are asking me, how are you doing this? I'm going to ask in the chat, is that the biggest question you come to me for? Let me know in the chat right now. You can ask in Instagram if you're watching a replay, put a hashtag replay. Majority of you do come to me asking that. And I do get a lot of people asking me, how are you connecting to the spirit realm so quickly? How are you doing this? Suna is asking on Instagram. My spirit guides helps me with a lot of stuff. Sometimes he or she makes suggestions on what to make my meditation about. Okay, cool. So I'm going to ask you in the chat. There might be a delay because it is snowing out here. A lot of you are asking this big question. What is Grey Wolf saying to you? What does he say about me? What does he say about my journey? What does he say about who's my guide? So that is one of the biggest questions I get. Like behind the scenes in soul readings, I get that a lot. And they do ask, how do I become a medium? So it goes to a next layer. So Tina asks here, I'm going to read her question here. My bigger questions are about what the spirit realm wants me to know. So, yeah. So that has to do with spirit guides, right? So, yeah. Brenda says, I would ask that. Yes, I would ask that. Yes. Yes, a lot of people are asking me that. What does your spirit guide say to you? Right? So I hear it clairaudiently and I see it clairvoyantly. So a lot of people ask me that. How are you doing this? You know, and they do say, how are you, how do you turn it on and then turn it off? A lot of people ask me that. Just this morning, is it this morning? Yeah, this morning somebody asked me that. How is it so clear? How is it so concise what you do? A lot of people ask me that. And who I'm not for are people who want to shut it off completely. I'm not for you. I'm going to be really, really honest. I'm probably being a little bit blunt here, but I'm not for people who want to shut this off and then get rid of it. I'm not for you. I'm not for people who think this is a joke, that you're skeptical, that you're cynical, that you're not for me. I'm just not for you. But I am for the people who believe and that this is their everyday life, that they've been shunned, they've been they've been told that this is too woo, this is too cuckoo, and I've heard that all my life. And I just kind of like laugh it off. You're not for me anyways. That's okay. I don't take offense to that. So Jacqueline says when meditation, let me see. When I'm thinking you're saying when I'm meditating, I had a reptilian face right I had a I had a reptilian right in my face. Ah, that's interesting. Hey Emma. So you had a reptilian. Oh, I get a lot of I get a lot of animal guides that come to me. That's totally different. Um so yeah, for me, I'm sure you're asking yourself, what does my spirit guide say to me? And and I'm sure a lot of you are asking that. That's why I do have a psychic activation masterclass that's going on tomorrow. I know, don't let the title fool you. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be focusing on how to activate your psychic gifts. I am also an intuitive myself, I do readings professionally. Um, I read people all over the world. And we're also going to be diving into seeing. Uh, oh, Emma says, I'm just getting interrupted. Emma says, first time seeing you, glad I got you live. How can I learn to hear my spirit guides? So that's a good question. I do have a psychic activation masterclass tomorrow, which is about activating your psychic gifts, but it's also about looking at how to hear spirit guide messages and how to see visions and see spirit guides. So if you're interested in that, I'm actually going to put the link, and if I could find it, give me a second. So it is only $27. You can't wait? Me too. I'm actually working on the slides today. Give me a second. I'm actually working on the slides today. I'm going to put it here. Sign up. So does anybody have any questions about the masterclass tomorrow while I'm here? Let me know in the chat now and I can answer it. Just give me a second. While I'm doing this, I'm just going to put the link here. Good question. Emma says, are there special materials that we will need? No, just yourself. There's going to be a psychic activation workbook that you can follow along. I'm going to do it that way. And I'm actually going to send it tomorrow morning. And you'll be able to follow along with me, just like if you were in a class. Because I enjoy that. I don't know about you. Remember, my background is in education. Give me a second. I was always good at teaching. Give me a second. If I look a little serious, it's because I'm trying to do this. Just give me a second. I know when I was teaching, I used to talk to myself. Will it be live or recorded? It's going to be both. It's going to be live. So it's going to be live. Psychic activation. Oops, I did something wrong here. So it's going to actually be live. You're going to be able to see me live. And then I'm going to send out the recording, and it's going to be yours. Okay. I got it. There we go. I'm going to pin it. So if you look at the pinned comment for Instagram, it's going to be there. Okay, so does anybody have any comments or questions? Well, if you want me to answer any questions, make sure that you go to the Psychic Activation Masterclass, which is happening. I know my Instagram keeps going on and off, which is happening this Thursday. That's tomorrow from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm putting it for 2 hours because I didn't have enough time in the last masterclass and people were asking me questions. So there is a link up there. Remember, the doors are going to be closing at midnight tonight. Midnight. It's going to be closing at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Doors are closing at Eastern Standard Time. So make sure that you're there. And yeah, so we're going to go over all of that. And you're also going to get a Meet Your Guide meditation. Hey there, Bador Artinista. I don't know if I'm butchering your name. Okay, so I'm going to go. If nobody has any comments or questions about any of this, let me know. And I'll come back and I'll look at the comments and questions. Oh, Andrea. Hi, Andrea. Okay, cool. All right, so there's no comments or questions. I'm going to go, and I can't wait to see you. Remember to sign up. There's the link right here. And make sure you're there so I can see your faces. All right, everyone, I'm going to go. I wish you all a great day. Apna multas.